Hello guys, I'm Cadu. Today I'm speaking English because the video I watched and gave me this idea was in English. So for those who don't know, Avery, aka littlesiha, she made a video talking about her expectations for Just Dance 2020. It wasn't announced yet, but I think it's good to have a healthy conversation about it, to see our expectations, our different perspectives about the game and stuff. I think one of the first things she says on her video is about tutorial mode. If it were years ago, I wouldn't mind not having a tutorial mode on Just Dance, because always the focus of the game was to have fun, to anyone to try and get up and dance. But nowadays, especially because Just Dance wants to become a e-sport, it's already an e-sport. So it would be good to have some sort of tutorial mode, at least for you to see the dances closely, or if you could pause and go back and watch with the dances with more detail. Maybe it would be perfect if in the mode, at least for Xbox, they could highlight the parts you're making wrong. Because I think one of the biggest frustrations for people who are trying to compete, who are trying to learn the choreographies or learn to score, is not knowing what they're doing wrong. Another thing she says is about quality settings for Just Dance Unlimited. For those who don't know, Just Dance Unlimited is a streaming service. You have access to songs from previous titles, exclusive songs as well. So it means you need to have a good internet connection and the service needs to work. Yeah. She says on the video that she would like to wait a little longer for the choreography to start already on full HD. Usually on Unlimited they start on low res and slowly start to increasing it. But I think it would be perfect because it's like on YouTube. Sometimes you don't rely so much on your internet, and you decided to mark the video to watch it on 48p. I think it's a good way to make sure anyone who doesn't have a perfect internet connection, but they want at least to try to experience it. She also talked about more limited songs a month. And okay, of course I understand there's a cost for doing new songs and stuff, but I think even it would be great if they could at least put one song a month. And especially if they could also put some effort acquiring the rights for previous songs from previous Just Dances. I think there are a lot of songs that I would love to be playing, and they are not unlimited, even from artists that are on Just Dance, like Janelle Monáe. There is Make Me Feel, that is a streaming exclusive song if you have Just Dance for the new generation. But we don't have Tightrope. Probably there are more questions involved, but it would be great to see some old stuff coming. And I remember it used to happen more frequently, more often. Now it's my turn. Okay, so based on the things I would like to see that I don't think Avery mentioned it. First of all, in the things of the general interface, the visuals, maybe it's surprising to know, but I liked the navigation to the menu. It's faster, and I think it's more organized, and it's good to watch. And I really like they have you can see the dances advanced, like you have a small preview of what you're going for. But I remember a friend of mine said he thought the conceptual arts for the songs that you can lock through the machine, they're kind of useless. Like, it's nice, but they could do something about it. And he had the idea of using those conceptual arts for you to personalize your menu experience. So maybe you could change the background or change the colors. And of course, some people thought that the menu was too wide, so maybe having color scheme options, pick one of the conceptual arts as a background, for the menu. It doesn't need to have be full opacity, maybe just a little bit. So I think it would be nice, and maybe people would accept the menu a little bit more, because it used to be really colorful, really bright. So I understand why some people didn't like it, but I liked it, to be honest. About gameplay, I think one of the biggest reasons I think some people think, oh, Just Dance is always the same thing ever again. Maybe it's because the way you play is the same. You follow a coach and try to mimic his movements or her movements, you know. But I think what most people forget is that you're talking about a dancing game. It's hard to create features, to create new ways to play that involves dancing. You know, really. For all everybody who criticizes, oh, because Just Dance is the same ever again. Okay, what would you do different? Honestly, you understand why I'm doing this critique in the future. I think something that people would like, maybe that people would see, would not see in that way, maybe, is if there was some way they could do to the backgrounds for, or something in the gameplay that would make them never be the same if you play it twice, you know. So I remember they had the showtime in Just Dance 2016. It wasn't a scoring based mode. You just sing in front of the connection or the camera you're playing, and there's some sort of almost like a scrapbook, you know. So I think maybe they using some of these functions, you know, so the player appears in the background in some elements and stuff, but applying this to the maps in Just Dance. So imagine suddenly, I don't know, they get a pose of you to use as one of the poses that are in background, for example, in Single Ladies. Also about features, I think the focus of the game has been especially on the Just Dance mode exclusively. So they have been improving in the backgrounds of the songs, the editing and stuff. But I also see a lot of people who miss the old modes they had. So I don't know, I see a lot of people who miss Video Challenge, some miss the dance quest, some miss the mashups, you know. So I think maybe they could search for some of the modes that were beloved and wouldn't make that much effort for them to add on in the game. So I think it would be a good addition, you know. But now talking about World Dance Floor, personally is not my favorite mode, ironically, but sometimes I play it, and I don't know, I feel like I understand the goal is for people feel they are playing together, they are not playing alone, okay, that there are a lot of players around the world. And in part, I think World Dance Floor does that. I know there are a lot of people who feel that way, and I really like the effort they put to create some new modes so people could see they're playing together. Although sometimes, of course, the team battle doesn't work that fine, because you see the difference between stars of the teams is huge, you know. But I think I really wish there was some more interaction between players in some way. I don't know. Maybe if you could send messages to other players while you're in some sort of lobby before picking the next song. Maybe if there was some sort of weekly events that people would pick some between some sides, and the amount of points they could win during that weekend would go to their team, and at the end of the week they would have a winning team, you know, like some sort of what happens with Splatoon with the Splatfests, you know. I think there is room for improvement over World Dance Floor. I don't know why, but I think World Dance Floor can be even more that it already is. Yeah, I think basically that's it for the things that I thought. What are your opinions? Do you agree with disagree? Do you have some opinions of things you would like to see in Just Dance? Maybe do a video and tell me that so I can see your thoughts. Maybe also write in the comments that I want to see your thoughts and I want to have this conversation with you. If you like the video, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to also see a lot of Just Dance related content and maybe other content as well. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time, and don't forget to be nice to your mates. Bye.